Oh, fuck. Alright. Viewers have been asking about the mods that I use in World of Tanks. So I'm going to show you how to install the mods, what mods I use, and why. The first thing you do is... Alright, John. I'm going to fucking drop the band hammer on you so bad. Alright, the first thing we're going to do is, where do you get the mods? If you go to Google, which everyone should know how to go to Google, just type in Aslain, and that is Aslain. Click on Aslain.com, click on Downloads, Important Info, click on the first one that says the mod installer with preview, and when you go to download, this shows you a lot of like what it does, what your options are, but what you want to do, Mason, what do you need? Are you good? Alright. This is what you want to click on. When you click on, you can click on this, but this is Aslain's own mods. This is what you want to click on. You're going to come up, it's going to be an ad fly. Don't click here. Do not click on download. Don't click on this. Click on the skip ad. When you click on the skip ad, Roxy, stop. You're going to see this. Okay, click on the download 36.19 meg. Don't click on this. See right here? You're going to click save as and just save it on your desktop. See? I already have it here. Oh hell, it's a new one. Okay, so let's do this then. Click save and it will download it. All this other shit, ignore it. Wait for the download to be done. 1 second remaining. Alright, so close this, close this, close. Why doesn't it want to close? What the fuck? Oh, all this crap. Leave the page, just because you already got it. Or it doesn't want to close now. Whatever. Anyway, as you can see here, this was the old one. This is the new updated one. He updates his every couple days or so. So what we'll do is we'll take the old one and just delete it. Move it up there. Empty the recycle bin. Alright, now we're going to install the mods. Roxy, go lay down. Alright, English if you speak English. Mason, put her in her cage. Alright, it'll initialize, it'll take, well that's fine, that's fine. After it's done, here's the setup, click next, click next, click next. Assuming this is where your World of Tanks is installed, click next. Now here's where you pick your modifications, and there is a shit ton of them. You can see here, that's a long list, but I want to go through and show you how to be a little prudent in selecting. There's a thing down here called show descriptions. Click here for image preview. Okay, now here's going to be, so here's your image preview here. So when you click on the color scheme, which is the first one, it says green versus red, green versus violet, blue versus red, blue versus orange. So how do you know what the fuck do they look like? Well, you click on them, see? And then in the image preview it shows you. If you install this mod on the mini-map, you will see that your tanks and your vehicles will show up as green. The enemies will show up as red. Alright, let her out, Mace. Okay, if you do green versus violet, it's going to be, you're going to be green, he's going to be violet or purple. And you see what I'm saying? You can compare mods by clicking and checking on them. For me, I personally like green versus red because green is friendly and red is enemy. Real easy. Alright, the next is the vehicle contour icons. Now it's very important to understand that the vehicle contour is not what you think it is. Alright, let's look at the picture here. Alright, it has nothing to do with the fucking this. We'll look at a full-size pic. The only thing the contour icons do is these. Can you see my, yeah, you can see my cursor. It's just how the tanks are represented in the left and right of the screen. You see that? So these are only with the contour. It has nothing to do with this, only this. I don't like that contour. The classical, well, that's regular. Classical, that's the classical. I don't like them either. The modern, now see, these look like tanks. They actually look like tanks with their name on it. I like that. That's pretty cool. Now, what they call Arab numbers is, see the little 10, 9, 8, that's what tier it is. Arab, which is really weird, but it actually is just English numbers, 10, 9, 8. If you don't do Arab, you're going to go with Roman. What's Roman? Roman are the little 5, 6, 7 X's and the V's. That's Roman. Tier 10, tier 9, tier 8. Because I'm an old school World of Tanks player, I tend to go with Roman, even though Arab makes more sense, because anyone knows what a number 9 is. But people that don't know Roman numerals might think that IX is something else. No, IX is 9. And since I'm used to that, I'm going to go with the Roman tiers. Alright, other ones is 3D Modern. Now 3D Modern, now it gets a 3D representative of the tank with the number. I don't use that. 3D with Roman. See the only difference? Arab is numbers, Roman is V's and X's and I's. Experimental, whatever the hell, it's experimental, I don't use it. There's those, the Webiums, they got like the little shadow of the tanks. Whatever the hell this is, no. I like little pictures. Call me young and whatever. That looks too fucked up. Alright, Pogs, Color Simple by Oxmaster, no. Jimbos, no, they're okay. But see, this is just my opinion. You can select any of these, but you can only select one. Because you can't have Jackhammer by Tomza and Man 1AQ at the same time. See what I'm saying? This isn't this Munio. You know, it kind of gives a lot of information. But no, I don't use that. But I do like all the information it gives. Plus it has a little flag to let you know what country it's from. And this is the default. See, the default. Don't tell you what it is, just shows you a picture. So what I use is the 3D, no. The classical? No, what the fuck? Modern with Roman tiers. Yes, that is what I use. Okay, so we'll scoot down to the next mod. Over target markers. Okay. This is going to seem really confusing. The strong shadow, all this means, okay, you have to look real close or you're going to miss this. See the T110 0 Echo 3. Okay, around each of those fucking numbers and letters is a shadow. That is a dark, that is a strong shadow. A weak shadow, you can't see shit. Alright, I cannot think of anything positive of having a shadow there. So I pick weak shadow. Strong shadow, weak shadow. Whatever the hell. I pick the weak shadow. The main text field. This is going to be what is said in the text above it. There's the vehicle contour, vehicle name. See, this is what. Now this is going to show a bunch of info, and looking at it looks like kind of looks retarded, but it's not if you understand what the numbers mean. 8K is the number of missions he's been in. K is 1,000, so he has played roughly 8,000 World of Tank missions. 841 is his skill rating. 50% is how much does his team win. See, this guy's a lot better player than him. If I had to draft someone on my kickball team and we were playing kickball with tanks, I would draft this guy over this guy, and I would draft this guy over this guy because this guy's the best. He has a shitload of experience, 20,000 missions. His rating's 1551. By the way, rating the higher the better. And his team has won 54%. What does that team mean? It's never going to be really far from 50, because 50's you win half, you lose half. See, he's average. He's below average. To me, what this says, this does not say that he's very skilled. What this says is he's a team player. His team wins more than 50%, so he is doing what he can to help his team win, not stat padding or stat whoring. So I would pick him. Alright, but that's max info. Now, you can do max info as 3 stars, and all this shit is simply made into stars. See? If you look down here, it says the max info, vehicle name, stats, and squad number. Right here, it's going to tell you the first stat is total battles played, which I've already told you, 8,000, 20,000, 8,000. The second stat is the player's rating, 841, 1551, 523. And the third is the global win ratio. What percentage of games does his team win? 50%, 54, 47. Now, when you're fucking going along in your tank and the shit's hitting the fan and you're traversing and you're firing, all this stuff could be really blurry. You know, it could be, that's a lot of fucking info. You know what I'm saying? So to simplify it, what he does is you go down to max info is 3 stars. See how all that information is cut down into 3 stars. Very simple. How do you read the stars? The stars only have 6 colors. There's red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. Now if you look down here, see down here? It's the same info. Total battles played, players rating, global win ratio. The same thing. Total battles played, player rating, it's the same thing. It's just instead of all this text, it's just down into 3 stars. This is 4 stars. Well, what's the difference between 4 stars and 3 stars? If you look at the 4th star, it's the current vehicle win ratio. What does that mean? Let's look at here. Hit the waffle here, he's going to be the same. So this is battles played. He's played a shit ton. This is, okay, he's an average skilled player. He's below average on the win rate, and in this vehicle, this is global, his whole account, the win ratio, his whole account. This star, the 4th one, as it says here, current vehicle win ratio, that is how good he is in his current vehicle. How often does he win? These two are going to stay the same in a lot of cases. This one, it doesn't. This T28 played a shitload of battles, below average skilled. Red, which he loses a shit ton for his team, but in this vehicle, he does a little better. So I go with 3. You could go with 4. You know, actually, I'll go with 4. Although those 2 last stars are going to be a lot of times the same. No, we'll go with 3. Less clutter. Show clans. Okay, it's not going to show a preview. This just shows their clan icons. I really don't care what clan you're in. You know, I don't care. You're either good or you suck. Your clan is meaningless. So to me, I don't look at that. But you can. The player name, I don't care what your name is. All I care about is what vehicle you're in and how good you are. I don't use it. Your vehicle tier in the squad, I don't use that. So we work our way down to vehicles names colored by ally enemy. If you have this checked, see the PZ E100 and the bat chat. See how they're green? Remember what I told you up here? Green is friendly, red is enemy. So I use that. Vehicle names colored by ally enemy. Because I know red is dead, green is friendly. Vehicle hit points colored by ally enemy. Same thing, I use this. Because if you're red, I'm going to shoot you. If you're green, I'm not. Because your green is friendly, red is enemy. So I use that. Stock turret marker. Okay, this is kind of important. Let's blow this up. Okay, the stock turret marker. Green tick means it's a stock turret with the top turret mount possible. That means if he has this green tick, let me zoom in on this shit. If he has a green tick, that means that he has the top turret. Usually, if he has the top turret, he has the top gun, or he's working towards the top gun. If you look at this, he don't have a green check mark. That means he has a stock turret. If he has a stock turret, he does not have the top gun, because usually you have to research the top turret before the top gun. So this guy has not had this vehicle very long, so he probably don't have a lot of experience in it, and it's close to stock, so it's not as good as a Type B, VAE Type B that was capped out. This guy does have the top turret. You see what I'm saying? So you want to keep that in mind. I do use that because it does make a difference. Where was that? Stock turret marker. Okay, low hit point explanation mark. I don't use this because look, all right, he does have a he has an exclamation mark because his low hit points. Okay, well, I already see that he has low hit points. So the exclamation point, you know, exclaims it. It brings it out that, hey, this guy's low hit points. Let's blow his shit up. But I think, you know, when I look around and if you're situationally aware, you're already going to know he has low hit points. So if you're kind of new, use it until you get used to it. After you get used to it, I don't use it. Tank name over destroyed vehicles. I don't use it. Because if the damn thing's destroyed, it's no threat. I don't care about destroyed shit. I'm worried about live shit. Live shit can hurt me. Dead shit cannot hurt me. So I don't use it. Floating markers of destroyed vehicles. Now, I do use this. Okay. Angel wings for both enemies and allies. So when someone dies, you see little angel wings? You're going to see angel wings. Now this, which I think is a little cuter for me, nuke icon for enemy, angel wings for allies. So when an enemy dies, you're going to see the little nuke above his tank. When a friendly dies, you're going to see angel wings. So I use this because I think it's a subconscious motivator. When I see the enemy got nuked, oh, I want to go out there and kill some more, you know, and oh, look, a friendly died, there's the angel wings. You see what I'm saying? So it kind of brings a little drama to the game. I like it, I use it. The rating square marker, I get the ratings on the top of their vehicles. I'll use it, but I think this is already displayed in the top. Maybe it is, maybe it's not, but what the hell? It's not going to hurt anything by having the star there. Other XVM settings. Team text fields. Okay. Now this is XVM. This is the rating. Okay. This is up here. Now this has nothing to do with the actual battle per se. Let's see some of the pictures here. Show client languages. No. All this. No. I don't care. I don't care if your language is freaking English or Russian. I don't care. So I'm not worried about that. I don't use it. Battle loading window. Advanced, that's a shit ton of information. I'm sure some hardcore people will use it. I don't. Simple battle log, very simple. The first number, see all these numbers, K, that goes back to the same rating system. Remember about the 3 stars? Same thing. This number says the Ice Trouble has played roughly 14,000 missions. Okay, so he's not a noob. His rating is 824, colored yellow, so he's an average player. His win rate globally is 49%. So he's about average. 50% is exactly average. 49% or 51% is not that big of a deal. But you get down to like this shit, 45%. Yeah, that's not good. 40. See the redness? You don't want red. All right. So the simple battle log with vehicle names. No. I mean, you're going to see the vehicles in the battle anyway. This is all like the pre-battle. So I use simple battle log. Statistics under tab key. Oh, if you push the tab key, it's going to show the same shit. So I don't, you can have it where this is the loading window, this is what you see. Okay, now when you statistics tab, when you push tab. When you push tab, you'll see with the vehicle names. No, I just keep it the same. If I hit tab, I just want to see what the hell's going on here. The players panel, background transparency. I don't want this is the World Tanks default 60%, a weak transparency. Or yeah, I don't. I want to see the player panel, so I leave it at full. Display clan icons. Like I said, I don't care what clan you're in. Either you're good or you're not. I'll leave it in the default position. Okay, this is really good that he put this in here. Okay, let me explain to you what these eyes do. Okay, this is when a player is not spotted, they've never been spotted, it's going to be gray. Gray means that this tank has never been seen by any friendlies. Okay, now your friendlies over here. This is the enemies. Don't worry about, you ain't going to have eyeballs. You shouldn't have eyeballs because they're your friends. You don't care if they're spotted or not. Okay, enemy spotted status at the right player's panel. Gray icon. This tank wasn't spotted yet. Or he put this tank wasn't get spotted yet. His English might be a little off. Okay, so this tank has never been seen by any friendly. So it's kind of like he's this guy. Well, obviously it's a T95 is actually a TD, so he's hiding somewhere. The green icon, this tank is currently being spotted. That means, see these green? If there's a green eyeball next to the tank, this vehicle is currently visible on the battlefield. One of your friends sees this tank right here, right now. Red icon. This tank was spotted but is hiding currently. His last known position is marked on the mini-map. What this means is, like this STA right here, someone saw him and then lost visual. So if you look on your mini-map, you will see this STA somewhere it's a stationary thing, but it's not a bright red. It'll be a dull red because that was where he was last spotted, but no one sees where he's at now. Really simple. It looks confusing, but it's not. Gray, no fucking idea where he's at. Green, he's currently on the map. Red, someone saw him, but he left. His ghost icon is on the map. Real simple. All right. And I do use that. So that was, where the hell was that? Right here, enemy spotted, I. Okay. Scroll down. Large panel, this is for when the game is loading. Okay, this does not account for when the game is already loaded. Large panel, I use simple this. So when this is loading, this is what I'm going to see. Everyone's going to be 100%. That's what this shows. This is their hit point bars. Now, the game will switch. When it's loading, it's in large panel. When the game switches, or actually starts, it's going to change to a medium. And this is what I use for medium. Now, here is how this goes. Okay, see these lines? Okay, first of all, this is color-coded by skill. Okay, so when you look at someone like T-Sot right here, he's a good player. See, he's green. Remember the order. Red is absolutely horrible. Orange is one step up. Yellow is average. Green is good. Blue is better. Purple is out fucking standing. Purple is just, I don't want to say godly because nothing's godly, but purple is close to godly, if you could be close to God. Anyway, so that is the colors. Now these lines represent their hit points. This guy right here, Dario, he's taking some hit points. Tank is CRO, he's lost about half his health. This guy, S. Buth, he's got fucked up. He's almost dead. But that is their hit points. That's their life. Now you will get to see the enemy's life, and you might say, well, isn't that cheating if you get to see the enemy's life? But what you got to understand is the enemy's life does not update unless someone sees him. So when the battle starts, it's going to show his life at 100%. How much life does he have? Well, we know that because we know what tanks he's in. How many hit points he has. You already know that. It doesn't matter if you see him or not. But when he gets hit, then that hit point bar will drop if he's seen. If he's not seen, it's going to show the same. Alright. The XVM mini-map. Now this is your mini-map. This is real important. Show your 50 meter auto detection circle. Okay, I have that on. Okay, well you can see the arrow here. See this arrow? This circle is a 50 meter circle around your tank. You auto spot someone within 50 meters. Doesn't matter if they're behind a building or not. I have mine on. So I want to know, like see this T-71, if this was an enemy and I was here and he didn't see me, I know if I get that much closer, he auto spots me. So I have that on. The 450, this is crucial. Well, this one isn't. This is the maximum detection range. I have it, I do use it, I have it on. This is the maximum distance, this yellow, that you can detect someone. So if there's someone here, you ain't going to detect them. Alright, even if he's on the top of the fucking hill shooting shit, you're not going to detect him. Okay, only within that circle. Okay, now this is probably the most important. Alright, the most important is this red line. See this red line? It's like a big square. This is your maximum draw distance. See these tanks? He cannot shoot these tanks because they're beyond his draw distance. So if you wanted to shoot at that tank, you'd have to move up to maybe here. This is the most fucking important thing on the mini-map because these tanks are just out of his drawing distance. So he needs to move like not even a half grid square, probably just about here. And then he'll be able to see them and shoot at them if they're not behind buildings or shit. So remember, this red is the most important line on your mini-map. Most important. Showing a detection range, I don't do that. Showing a detection range when in motion, I don't do that. I don't like to clutter it up too much. Show the camera line. I do use this. What this means is, where is the camera looking? If your tank is pointed this way and your camera is looking this way, it lets me know where the camera is looking. Because like if you hold the right mouse button down and turn, you'll see where you're looking. Roxy, go lay down. So here we got I do show that the gun traverse lines. I do show that as well. See these? That's like if you're in a SPG or a TD, that is the maximum to the right that you can shoot without turning your vehicle. That's the maximum to the left. Vehicle direction line. That's this green line. That is what where your nose is pointing, the nose of your tank, if your tank had a nose, the front. So if you push forward, you're going to go in that direction. Oh, I'm going to have to take my dog outside for a minute. I will be back, and we'll be on show icons for destroyed tanks. I'll be back in a minute. Let's go. Alright, so show icons for destroyed tanks. Now if you look here, that's pointing at the little tanks that are blowed up will show up as a real dark red. I do use this because if I'm in the heat of the moment and I'm shooting tanks and everything and I'm not paying attention and I'm hauling ass, and then I look at the mini map and there's like 3 or 4 dead tanks here, then I know that that's like a kill zone or a fire zone where you got snipers that are just, you know, waiting for you to pop there and kill them, and they kill you. So I do use this to see where the tanks are died in case, you know, I'm not, you know, in that area. So like if I was right here, like in this map, and well, he's actually in the enemy zone. See, this is where green spawned and this is the enemy. So you could see that they did a little push through the swamp, they got jumped, they died. They pushed up the road, they died, and the only thing that's left is them over here in the city. All this is dead. So you know that everyone should be concentrating on the city because all this stuff is dead. So I do use that. More visible minimap coordinates. This I believe is important. Okay, in the military, these are called grid squares. In the real world military, A1 is a grid square. When you use voice comms, this is Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, Echo, Foxtrot, Golf, Hotel, Juliet, Kilo. There's no India. So Alpha 1 is a grid square. Now, sometimes they're hard to see, so I do use it, and I use it as a white font because white contrasts greatly with the background because you want to see that A. You don't want to pick like a green might, I don't know, it depends on what the background is, but white will contrast, so I pick white. Alright. Labels on the mini-map. Show player names with vehicle names on the mini-map. See that? Now see, for me, this is too cluttered. I don't do that, so I don't know. I don't do that. I don't care what your name is. All I care about is how skilled you are and is if your tank's dead or alive. So I don't use it. Don't care about your name. So we'll just remove that. Show vehicle names only. Yeah, I can do that. Vehicle names are cool, so I know that that's an E100 and not like a T1 Heavy. Short, no. I've been away from the game for a while, so coming back to the game, I want the full names. So I do use the full vehicle names on the minimap. Enable minimap zoom on button. No, I don't use that. You can. Left control and caps lock. I don't use those buttons, so I'm not going to enable it. Show vehicle tier on minimap with Alt key. Well, fuck, I'm not even going to enable that because I don't hit the Alt key. The more you play the game, you're going to know, I know because I've played the game, an E100 is Tier 10 heavy, German heavy. A T110E Echo 5 is an American Tier 10 heavy. You can use this if you're a noob, but when you start to know IS-4 is a Tier 10 Russian heavy, you see what I'm saying? So the E75 is a German medium, and a T95 is an American TD, and that's a T54E, I believe that's an American, that's one of the new American mediums. Because the T54 is actually Russian. Object 704 is Russian. So see, after you've played the game a lot, you'll know what is what. So only a noob, if you're new, go ahead and use it. I don't. Hit log settings. This is a log of let you know this is who you've hit. You hit this guy one time for 326 damage. Total's 326. Now you hit this guy for 1285. You hit him, your last time you hit him was 309, all right? And you hit him with, I think this means you killed him. I'm not sure on that, but I think it does. So this is just a hit log. Top or middle left. A lot of people use middle left, but I use, shit, I forgot what I used. Oh, right here. I use the version 3, the compact without player name. Again, I don't care who you are. I don't care what your name is. I care about what vehicle you're in and how good you are. So I just have just a compact. The default, that's the default. That looks too 1980s. So I'll use the version 3 compact. Number of lines, you can do the header only. 5 lines, 10 lines, 15. I don't want a shit ton of text on the screen, so I just use 5 lines. Show hit point log under Alt key. I don't use the Alt key. I'm not going to select that. Enable auto login to the game. You could. I don't. Skip intro movie. No, I don't. Show latency to the servers. Yeah, sure, why not? Oh, well, that's cool. Yeah, that's a good idea. Go ahead. Save login server. I don't know what the hell. I don't know. I'm not doing that. Favorite server, not doing that. XVM player statistics. Okay, now this is really important here. This is your rating scale. 6 colors by Aslain based on XVM. That's what I use. There's another 6 colors, Team XVM. I'm not familiar with that. There's a 9 colors. There's 10 colors. I'm just using 6. I think 6 colors is more than enough. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. I'm getting old. I ain't going to fucking remember. Just forget it. So I just use that. Player rating formula, win 8 by default. X win 8's fine. Now this is what determines the player, how good it says the XVM says they are. These two things right here. The rating formula and the color scaling. The Sixth Sense. This you won't, if you're a noob, you ain't going to have this. Sixth Sense is a commander skill in your vehicle that after you're seen, when someone spots you, you get that little warning up top, up in the middle of the top of your screen that says, hey, someone just fucking seen you. And that means that you need to move your ass, you're about to get shot. That's usually what it means. So display the Sixth Sense icon for 9 seconds. I do. I like that. Because that means that I know when I'm seen. When I'm seen and I'm still seen. I'm not... we'll say hidden yet. Custom icons, you can use a lot of them, to let you know, hey, you've been seen. The one that sticks out to me, because it just sticks out to me, is the Minions. The dude with fucking 3 swirly red lights and a megaphone right there. Yeah, when I see that popping up on my screen really big, I know I'm lit. So that to me is really cool. So that's what I use. The sound alert, I use Metal Gear sound with extra sound at 10 seconds, because if he sees you and you pull back right away, after that 10 seconds, he won't see you again. If you're behind a rock, a building, or you broke your LOS, your line of sight to the vehicle. There's some other. You can click here to see. Well, these are all sounds. So I use the Metal Gear with extra sound. I believe that's based off of Metal Gear Solid, which was an old PlayStation game. And I'm sure there's modern versions of it. Alright, the hangar. I don't do a lot with the hangar. The hangar is what you look at when you're not in battle. I do have a price button. I display a 24-hour hanger clock. That's about it. There's a bunch of other toys you can play with here. I don't do it. I do update checker for the XVM mod pack, but besides that, that's all I do. Now the actual mod pack, now here's your camera zoom. 8 times, this is the World of Tanks default. You will go in 4 steps, 2, 4, 6, and 8. I need a little more zoom in some cases, so I use a 16 times, but it's still 4 steps. It's like, what is it, 2, 4, 8, and 16. Every little divot of your middle mouse when you're zooming in will do another step. Now you can have like 60, although I don't know how the hell you're ever going to use it, but you can use it 60 times. You can zoom in if you want to pixel hunt. 16 times is more than enough in most battles. There's like maybe 5% of the time I wish I had 30 times, but that 5% of the time is not enough to get me to get out of the 16 times. Zoom out. Now this is, it's not going to show it. When you are looking at your tank and you just scroll your mouse button all the way back, you'll be looking at your tank. 300 meters, you can keep zooming and zooming and zooming and zooming. So you can see the whole battlefield map from behind your tank. Now, the developers don't allow you to have a free camera. Okay, this is not a free camera. It's a fixed camera because it's fixed behind your tank. But a free camera is if like you could go at any point on the battlefield. You cannot do this with this mod. It's a fixed position behind your tank. Scroll sensitivity on arcade view, I just put medium. That's how sensitive when you start scrolling in the arcade view, and then the sniper view. Now the default zoom settings, unchecking remembers the last sniper zoom. I just use 4 times. Don't check this, okay? If you have this checked, the no scroll, the scroll wheel blocker in sniper mode, if you have that checked and you move your mouse scroll wheel, you will not zoom in or out, okay? Unless you hit that shift key or whatever your key is for that. So I want to zoom from arcade mode into sniper mode in one fluid movement. So I do not check that. Disable gun shake. Yeah, I don't want my gun to shake. Scope shadow remover. I use that. Show extra zoom indicator and crosshair. This to me is important. Sometimes in the heat of battle, you'll lose your. Am I zoomed in? This is basically for the other. Am I zoomed in 30 times or 48? You might see it's not that big of a deal, but I need to know if you use those bigger zooms. If I'm zoomed 60 in, it's going to take me a lot of clicks back to get out of that zoom. So I show it. I like to know, and it's pretty vibrant. I mean, it's bright on your zoom indicator. 15-meter circle mod. Don't know what it is. Not going to use it. Looks like it shows a 15-meter circle around your vehicle. I don't know, but if you can figure a use for it, use it. I don't. Accurate damage indicator. Oh, this is when you get slapped. Okay, when someone shoots you, if you have 1, this is what it looks like. If you have 3, that looks like a damn Klingon thing. Like in Star Trek. I don't know what that is, but that's the direction you got hit from. I like this. And this is what I use. This lets me know I got hit from this direction and how many seconds since I've been hit. So I like this. This is what I use. Plus it looks like a bullet. It looks like someone slapped you with a round. Allied silhouettes. Let's see. I put visible only when you aim. Oh, the silhouettes. Okay. When you aim at a vehicle, this is an allied silhouette. When you aim at a vehicle and there's a silhouette around it, it's a friendly, don't shoot. Okay, if it's always visible, you always see silhouettes. But I like to have it visible only when I aim. So when I'm aiming and like there's an enemy on the other side of a friendly and you see a silhouette, then it's you're aiming at a friendly. And if you try to shoot past it, you might hit the friendly, depending on the RNG. This right here is an awesome thing. The enemy in proximity 100 meters. This is awesome. At the top, you're going to have this little triangle exclamation mark to let you know that you are within 100 meters of an enemy. Down here it tells you how many meters you are away. So that, to me, I like that. It's like if you're shooting someone in front of you and an enemy's coming up on your ass and he's close, you got that alert. It makes you pay attention to shit. It makes you pay attention to the game. Auto aim indicator, that just means if you right click you know how you lock onto a vehicle and you auto aim? Because sometimes you auto aim like if you're moving and you got to concentrate on maneuvering. This says it right here. It says auto. So that it kind of helps because it lets you know if you're manually aiming or auto aiming. So I'm going to leave that on. Okay, spotted vehicle directional aim circle. This I do check. Okay, if you're here and you're looking out here, you know, you're looking at these trees, and you'll get a little teeny blip. See that little blip, that little tit there that sticks out? That lets you know that in that direction, an enemy is now visible to you. You can see this enemy. All right, so that's I like that. It's a spotted vehicle. I'm not saying you can turn there and shoot it, but it's a spotted vehicle in that direction. So I think that's pretty cool. This the calculation mod. The reason I don't use this is one is activated by Q, one's activated by F. I don't press Q or F, so I don't use it. Chat mods, Battle Messenger, Chat Filter, and Anti-Spam. I don't have a fucking clue as to what this is. So, but I just use it because I don't want to see spam. Sounds like a good thing, so I use it. Colored messages by Yasin Grassin. We'll change client language. I don't know. I picked it and I picked English. Colored penetrations and ricochets. This I like. This shows you the hits, red or hits, penetrations, and then the ricochets or the bounces. Or it might show, okay, ricochets and penetrations. I do like this. Not only, I guess it just lets me, it helps me when I get hit and I look at my tank and oh shit, and I can see, you know, a little green paintball on my ass or on my turret, that I know that's where I got hit. You know, sometimes it helps me if you're in like a hold down position and you got hit in your turret. You know, it lets you see where you got hit because your turret normally is stronger than your hull. Colored base circles. I use this. This is just, see your base here? This is just the circle around the bases. I use a light blue because to me it's very pronounced and it contrasts as good against the ground. So you know where the circle is. Crosshairs. This is a big one. This is a big one here. Custom SPG. This is your artillery crosshairs. I use this one, Daiki's 93 Taipan. There's other, that's not a bad one. But I had this one. I'm going to stick with it. This is for SPG only. These, okay, these are your gun sights. And I'm sure that this is the one that everyone wants to know. You know, that gun sight, and they're all different. They're hugely different. This is the old one I use, Melty's Maps Math Mod. Looks kind of cool, you know. But I always find myself going back to DGs, which is this one. Why do I use DGs? I don't know the dude. I don't know who DG is, but everything is right here. I'm zoomed in. Everything's right here. I can see the fucking range. I can see what my scope's zoomed in at. I can see how many rounds I have left. I can see how long it takes me to reload. If I have an auto loader, I can see how many rounds I have in the clip, magazine, or whatever the fuck auto loaders use. Everything is right here. So I use DGs. There's other ones. Here's Team Roughneck's gun sights. It has a shitload of information on it, you know. Maybe you like that one. I ain't using a standard crosshair. Anyway, there's a shit ton. I use DGs. That's just me. Alright, battle timer mods. Effective armor calculator. Okay, what this is you're going to see, this is going to be at the bottom of your screen. It's going to be this little number here. And that basically tells you what you're, well, see, he's straight on. See, his tank is straight this way. So if a tank was looking straight at him, that would be his effective armor. But if he turns and angles himself, you'll see this number go up. And if you angle too much, you'll see it go back down. So it's kind of a secondary thing. It'll help you angle yourself right towards an enemy that's looking. You got to assume the enemy's looking straight at you from wherever he is. So this is assuming the enemy's right here, looking straight at you. What's this angle viewer? I don't use that. I do use. Okay, now the gun constraints, I do like this. The gun constraints are these things. That if you're, and the only time you use gun constraints is if you're in a SPG or a TD. Because if you're in a TD, you know that you can only move so far left or right without moving your tank. Your gun only moves so far left or right, and then your whole vehicle moves. Both, for most SPGs, some low B SPGs have turrets, the higher ones do not. So I like that because right down here, oh, also, well, this next one, server crosshair, always use a server crosshair. Okay, this right here, that's where you're aiming. You move to the right, that's where you're aiming. The client side crosshair, this is your turret catching up to where you moved. This is the server side crosshair. Okay, you ain't gonna hit shit unless you have the server crosshair over the vehicle. Now it can green, blue, fancy blue. I use green. Okay, so if my cursor, my client crosshairs over it, and the green crosshairs over it, that's when I fire. You know, it's like a double check. All right. The battle assistant, no fucking idea what that is, and the reason I don't have it checked or I don't learn more about it is because it's activation by the G key. I don't press G key. I'm not going to use it. Info panel. Okay, about the targeted vehicle. Between the crosshair and ammo icons or just above the ammo icons. I use it between. The gun constraints. This I like. Okay. Oh, it's not going to show you. Okay. This is what I use. This means, see that the left and the right. So your gun can shoot in there. Now, this is, remember I told you about the TDs and SPGs. So when you're about to move your vehicle because you're too far to the right and your gun can't move right anymore without moving your vehicle, you will see that in your field of view. You'll see that. So you'll know how close you're getting. That works for SPGs also. Artillery sight on the mini-map. If you click this, I think I picked 8. Just zoom in on this full size. We'll go a little bigger. I looked around. I think it was 7. And this is like 1 sight, 2 sight, 3 sight. I think for me, the best for me type of player, I'm going to say 7. 7 looks like the best. So that is what it's going to look like on the mini map. So I picked 7. Battle shell cooldown buttons, hotkeys. I use enlarged cooldown numbers. See, make the numbers bigger when this is loading. You'll see that line go bigger and it's a little more contrast. There's that little, this blue thing, that's the angle. Alright, custom shell consumable and icons by Aris Grandpa. I use that. His shit, the custom stuff he did, it looks more vibrant, it looks more noticeable, more information giving, so I use that. Letter shell icons, no. No. I don't want to have to read. I know it sounds retarded, but I'd rather look at if I look at a picture, I know right away what I'm looking at. If I have to read shit, no. So I'm going to look at the picture. Alright, multi-hit log. Oh, yeah, I use minimal. This just shows, okay, your damage, your to-do, and then your win 8. I don't know what the fucking full would be. Yeah, that's a little much for me. Oh, good lord, no. I would just want the minimal. Just to know what your win 8. If this, I mean, this starts, the more damage you do, to-do will come down. So, thanks, tanks. So, let's move on. We're almost done here. Kind of. The damage panels, this is when someone damages you. You'll see down here, you'll also see that I pick out people that are spamming gold rounds. And you'll see that this guy got hit by fucking gold round. See that right there? He got hit by gold round. Alright, with fire alarm, if your vehicle's on fire, of course, it is nice to have a fire alarm. I have that checked. Hide bounces and reload time from damage log. Yeah, if I bounce you, I don't want to be reminded of it, and if someone bounces me, I don't care because it's bounced. There's no damage, so I just remove it. Hide angles indicator, that's fine. This battle interface. Oh, I remember these. This is up to you, but I mean, to me, this gets into a little. Oh, this ain't bad, but it does get into a little bit of a little bit too much. This is okay. I like this. Left on left and centered. All right, we can do this. Yeah, that's fine. But you got to remember, you don't want to get information overload. Which, if you got a shit ton of mods, you're going to get it. Okay, this is really important right here. Okay, because, well, you can read. Also, don't forget the descriptions down here of every single mod. The descriptions, well, that explains the descriptions. This basically just tells you if you're getting hit with a gold spammer. You'll know it. It'll show up gold in your damage log, and you'll know it if you have this on. I like silver APCR. Gold is heat. Okay, gold. If it fucking shows up gold, they're using gold. Some mediums that are tier 8. They get APCR without spending gold. That's just how it is, so they can get additional penetration because their rounds are kind of sucky, if you know what I'm saying. So they get the APCR without spending gold. But the reason I have this selected is because if you ever fucking see the text that's gold colored, they used gold. Heat rounds are always gold. There is no default heat round. Heat, by the way, stands for high explosive anti-tank versus a Sabo round. Graphical performance mods, this is going to be, you know, what you want. None. I do use the ultra fog remover. You know, you got a little foggy there. I like the contrast. See how this kind of, yeah, there's some fog there. It might look more realistic with the standard, but I like the ultra fog. I like it removed. I like to see crisp, clean contrasts in the textures of the terrain. Arcade sniper, don't know what that is. Improved lighting, don't know what that is. No camo. Okay, now it's very important to understand this. If someone put camo on their vehicle and it helps camo their vehicle, it's still going to help their vehicle. This just removes it from their vehicle, from you seeing their camo. Okay, but you still won't be able to see them if they're hidden. So it's very important. It's just the colors. Annoying features remover. I don't know, but if it's fucking annoying, I don't want to see it. So I have that checked. Now the watt tweaks, I use them all. To me, it makes me feel a little more competitive. Removing the high details, exhaust smoke. If you guys want eye candy and your computer can handle it, that's fine. I try to play a little more competitively, so the wreckage smoke, the high details, exhaust smoke, I don't care about any of that. The shot smoke and flames, the shell explosion. It looks good, don't get me wrong, I've had it on. It looks good. I don't know, tank destruction effects, but I just really need to know, am I killing something or not? So I'm just more of a cut and dry type of person. Disable the clouds, and alright. The radio menu I don't use. If you're going to play competitively, if I'm ever in a platoon, then you really need to be on voice comms. So you can use this to communicate with your pug teammates if you think they're going to listen. In my experience, they normally do not. Receive damage announcer, I have EU version full. I can't remember if this is really a big deal or not. I think I had it on NA version restricted, and I couldn't notice a difference. This safe shot's really good. Block shooting at wrecks and allies for 2 seconds. So if there's a tank in front of you and it's almost dead, and someone shoots it, and it blows up, it won't allow you to shoot at it for 2 seconds. This helps me like 2 or 3% of the time. You know, not that big of a difference, but it's kind of like an extra safety switch. So you push the left mouse button and you won't fire because what you're shooting at is already dead. You know, when you both shoot it at the same time. But if you both fired at the same time, you're still going to shoot. The spot messenger, it goes to the chat. I don't use it. You know, tank company, clan wars. I'm just not going to get into that. You know, that's just saying you spotted a vehicle. You could use it. I don't. Team hit point pool bar. I do use this. This is, okay, there's Locust Stand up here. I used to use that. I now use this one. And what it shows you at the top of your screen is how many hit points your team has and how many hit points the other team has. Remember though, it won't update until the vehicle's seen. So if the vehicle's never seen, it will never update for that vehicle. Or that would be cheating. So this just shows what your team has seen. If your team hasn't seen a tank, it's not going to show the damage. Like if Artie hit someone, but it was not visible, then it's still going to show that tank at being full hit points because no one saw the tank damaged. Automatic equipment mounting and dismounting, no, I do not use that. I've tried that and I could never get the damn thing to work. I've tried that like many months ago. I didn't like it. Garage icons, tank icon, colored tech tree, you can use that. This is for your tanks. Gold premium tanks, all this does is your premium tanks will all be colored gold to let you know that they're premium. They stick out a lot more, so you don't have to search and look at the little gold in the upper left hand corner of the icons. Crew icons, you can have female. Instead of looking at guys all the time, if you're a guy, looking at guys, you know, doesn't do nothing for me. You know, looking at hot chicks in your tank, yeah, that could be kind of cool. But I like to be a little funny, so and Family Guy is a little too cartoony. Anime is a little, no. So I use the minion. Have a little fun with it. There's a lot of cool minions, so I use minions because I think they look funny. Anyway, session statistics, yeah, okay. I'm not a stat whore. I don't worry about statistics a lot. I don't know why this is checked. I don't use a vertical tech tree, so I'm going to uncheck that. See, session statistics, I don't really mess with that either. Garage appearance, hangar module, hangman with 6 garages. What? No. I don't know what that is. I'm not going to use it. No. All this stuff is self-explanatory. You know, I just don't use it. Alright, make sure I didn't use alright, I'm trying to speed this up because I know this is getting to become long. And I can't look at my viewers' chat because I know they're trying to make me laugh. And if I laugh, I have to start all over. And I'm not fucking starting all over now because I'm almost done. So let's look at the various mods. We're right here at the bottom of this. The voice announcers. This can be really fun. Adds a lot of life to the game. I use a deathmatch announcer, which is kind of cool. Gun sounds. I don't use that. You can use it though. It just changes the gun firing sounds. Might make it sound a little more boomy or a little more realistic. I don't use it. Engine sound packs, I don't use it. Again, this is, you know, something to make the game a little more immersive. Hit sound packs, don't use it. Other sound packs, I do play the up sound when the gun is reloaded. I was in the military. I was a real tanker on the M1A1. When a loader loads a main gun round into the main gun, he yells up. There's a safety switch on the main gun. You yell up as you slam that switch forward and put your body against the side of the tank. So for me, when I hear up, that lets me know I'm ready to fire. That is a real life. That's what happens in real life in a tank. After the loader loads around, he pushes himself up against the wall. He flips the safety switch and yells up. That allows the gunner to know a round is loaded and ready to fire. So I keep that because that lets me know when a round is ready to be fired. The crew voice sounds, these are super funny. The ones that are in the other languages, the Polish language, German language, I don't know German or Polish, so I haven't tried those. The Steel Foxes is like a grandpa's voice. Julie voice pack, this is the girl, this was popular a while ago. She simply says penetration, bounce, vehicle destroyed. The Minions voice pack is kind of comedy. The Duke Nukem voice is for adults only. It's very vulgar. So it's funny in an adult context. Don't use this if the kids are around. The Julie voice pack is probably... I like the Duke Nukem, but I don't want to offend any viewers that watch me on Twitch, so I picked the Julie. Julie's pretty cool. When you get penetration, she says penetration. She lets you know that you cause damage to an enemy vehicle. So enhanced minimap images. I use this. I forget what this was. Oh, you can visit the mod's website. Tragon mod, Wayne mod, I don't use that. The train wagon. There's a couple trains on a couple maps. I don't use it. The clans icon add-ons. These are if you want to see all the people in clans. Notice if you have it checked, it's going to cause you to download 1 gigabyte of clan icons. Hell no, I'm not doing that. I do look at the top 50 clans. The EU has a shit ton of clans, as well as Russia has a shit ton of clans. So I'm going to uncheck those. I like the top 150 clans, because if you're in the fucking top 150 clans in the world and I see your ass, I need to know it's you. I don't, because I know I'm playing someone that knows what they're doing, so I have to up my game a little instead of just casually goofing off and, you know, killing people. So I do keep the top 150 clans checked. Texture skin packs, hit zones. Now this is a lot of controversy here. Hit zones are not against World of Tanks TOS terms of service or the end user license agreement, the EULA, unless they're 3D. 3D ones are against the TOS and EULA. You can't use those. These you can. These are 2Ds. These are just painted on the side of the tanks. Basically, this shows the weak points of the tank. If you're a noob, you should get this. Like, if you've played more than like 3,000 or 4,000 missions, you're going to know where the weak spots are. You know, shoot the tank in the ass, shoot the tank in the side towards the ass, shoot the tank in the fucking wheels. It's a good trainer. You don't need it. I use it because I think it's kind of fun. Skins of destroyed vehicle. White? The fuck? No. No. If the shit's destroyed, leave it destroyed. Mod, I don't know what that is. Here's a mod that lets you change the map and mini-map for battles in ESL. Don't know what ESL is. I'm going to uncheck it. TeamSpeak integration, no. Whatever the fuck this is, I don't know what it is, no. Easy crew voice selector, don't know what it is. Custom login screens by Legendary Stoner, no. I don't know what those are. So, why? Okay, this is telling me I need 431. Okay, because of the. Okay, so I think this is. I hope that you figured out how to run Aslain's mod, how to download it, how to install it. Now we are actually going to install this. Before I install this, though, I would like to say that I don't know Aslain, never met him. It could be a girl, it could be a guy, it could be short, fat, tall. I don't know, but this guy does all this shit for free. So, you know, if you're going to use this, and you most likely will, just give him $2 or something. He has like a, after you install it, there's like a donation thing. Just give him $1, $2, you know. If you have it. If you don't have it, you don't have it. But if you have it, just give him $2. Anyway, always do a clean install. This other shit, normal install, remove the contents, blah, blah, blah. I just do a clean install. That's what he recommends. He made the fucking installer, so I'm going to listen to him and just do the do that. Install, and then just install the mods. As I said, all this is free. None of it's against the EULA anything. So that's, I guess, my and I guess I'm going to upload this on YouTube. That is my tutorial on on the mods of World of Tanks. There's a ton of mods out there. There's tons of mods that other people make. There's tons of mods that's not on Aslain's installer. Use mods at your own risk. I use this because the shit's constantly updated, and they work, and they're not against the EULA. I'm not going to get banned because I used one of these mods. And so that is my tutorial on the modifications. And now you guys can laugh at me. Oh, Stuart said he gave him $50 before. It's finally over. Okay, John, you requested this. I did it for you. Do the Family Guy one. Alright, so I'm just going to finish this up so you guys can see. I'll wait till this finishes. The hit skins is a big one. And then, yeah, I will upload this to YouTube later. 254.19. Alright. 254. Was that an hour? Did I just... Was that an hour? Good Lord, I hope that wasn't an hour long. I don't know. Alright, so it's finished. And just click finish. So, I will edit this later.